Is the Sony ZV-E10 any good for shooting stills? Like, everybody knows it's great for video, but what about still photography? Let's get into it. So we start out with a 24.2 megapixel sensor, which is the same sensor that's in the A6400 and the A6600, which is really good news. When you're shooting in RAW for stills, it's 14-bit RAW, which is excellent. It's a huge wide color gamut. It does 11 frames per second in both mechanical shutter as well as electronic shutter, which is impressive. And it has a total of 425 autofocus points. So like no matter where your subject is going to land in the frame, as long as the camera can see a piece of it, it's going to hold focus, which is really cool, especially for sports and action photography and performance. This camera has real-time tracking autofocus on still side. It has eye and face detection, just like virtually every other camera that Sony's made in the last 5 years. It has a maximum ISO of 51,200, although I don't know that I'd climb that high. It's really good, much better than some of the previous APS-C sensor cameras, but 51.2 is going to be a little much, but it's going to really perform well at 3200. It has a 3-inch 9.21.6 dot touchscreen, which is a really a nice screen. This screen is also so good, it's got enough resolution where you can actually put a loop on it. And I've not had to do that, but if you get out in bright sunlight, that could be a very useful accessory for the camera because there is no EVF. It has interval mode, which is a really handy way to do time-lapse photography. And right underneath that is the USB 3.0 for fast charging. And this is a big deal because the port for charging is no longer the USB 2.0. It's a 3.0, which means this battery is going to charge really fast. And you can use a simple, charging cord from a cell phone to do that as you're driving in between whatever you're doing if you're vlogging. So I love everything that comes out with USB 3.0 charging points because it charges on a fraction amount of time that the USB 2.0 does. And it's significant because this is the W battery for tiny size, and you'll want to have a couple batteries if you're going to do vlogging over a period of days, especially if they're long days without power in between.